Hey, what's up everybody? This is Kiana and today I'm going to be doing my nails. I'm doing a winter set. Even though the holidays are over, I decided to still do a winter set just because it is still snowing outside. So I hope everybody had a good holiday this year. So right now I just went ahead and just prepped my nails right quick. I did soak off my previous set that I had about a few weeks ago just so I could do this stiletto nail shape, which is what I'm doing. So pretty much all I'm doing is just pushing back my cuticles, and yeah. Evening out the shape of my nails just to make sure that everything looks good. And then I'm going in with these nail tips that I got from Amazon. They came in a 500 pack, and I like using the clear ones because you can do plenty of different designs with them. And all I'm doing is I'm just fitting them onto my nails just to make sure that they fit right. Even if they're slightly a little bit bigger, I could just always file the size down so that way they could fit perfectly on my nails. But yeah, I really like these nail tips because they have a slight little curve to them, so that's why I love using these. Plus they're a little thick and durable, which is really nice. I had some stiletto nail tips that I could have used to do this look, but they're a little too thin, and in my opinion they're too straight. I kind of like to have that slight curveness going on, so that's why I end up using these nail tips instead. But I am gonna cut them down, and I'm also gonna file them into that stiletto shape. Alright, so now I'm just making sure that my nail tips go on really straight because both of my hands, my pointer fingers, tend to curve a little bit towards like the opposite side. I don't know why, but I think that's just pretty normal. Like everybody's fingers are like that. But the trick that I like to do when I apply the nail tips is I like to kind of put them at the opposite direction of where my nails curve. So if they curve to the left, then I put my nail tips more towards the right, and if my other finger curves towards more the right, then I'll apply my fingertips towards the left. It just kind of helps keep the I would say the shape going on, like, you know, it won't throw off the whole set, and also it's gonna make the whole thing look straight, which is good. So that's how I pretty much put on the nail tip, and then I'm just doing the same thing on the other side, just making sure that I apply the nail tip going straight up. Do not let the curve of your finger trick you or anything like that. You just want to make sure that you just keep the nail tip straight. So now I'm just making sure that they the same length, comparing two of my fingers at a time, just making sure everything looks good. So now I'm just using my hand file just to get the shape down. Just going from side to side and kind of leaning the file towards the center so that way I can get that point. And I do want to apologize if my hands keep going in and out of the frame, and that's because I only have such a tight space to work with recording this video. And also what kind of sucks for the fact is that I had to use my phone instead of my camera that I got because the lens actually broke on me. So I was pretty disappointed with that. So now I have a new lens that I have ordered that should be coming around January. But until then, I just have to work with what I have, and I was able to make it work, which is very fortunate. So yeah, pretty much I'm just going right in and making that shape, and this is how it came out. And then I'm just doing the same thing throughout all my other nails. And you can see the nail tips just look so nice. Like they fit pretty comfortably on my nails very well. They got that nice little curve there. I don't like too much curve because to me it starts to look like eagle claws, and I really don't like that look. I do like them to have a slight little curve though. Like they don't have to be bone straight, you know, but just that little curve just give it that really nice shape, and it really just takes the letters to the next level. So that's why I love using these nail tips. And as you can see, I didn't really keep them that really long. They're actually more like a medium, I would say like a medium length. They still have a little length to them, but at the same time, they are pretty short still, so I can still do a lot of things with these nails. I really don't like having my nails too long. Like as much as I want to, I cannot function in life with very long nails. So shout out to all the ladies who have their nails super long. Y'all definitely can rock them. Alright, so I'm using Mia Secret's white acrylic in their Cover Nude powder. I'm also using Milky White that I actually made myself. And we're using 3 of these different type of primers to prep our nails, along with some of these glitters that I was looking at. These are the Snowflakes that I had ordered off of Amazon. Like literally everything I get is from Amazon. But there's a few different kinds that I was just looking at, just trying to get an idea of how I wanted to do my design. So I also had glitters out as well. I just wasn't really sure what I wanted to do yet, so I was just kind of thinking during the whole process while I was prepping my nails. So I'm just using this dehydrator that I got. And I forgot what brand it was, but I'll list the brand down below the description box below. And then I'm just applying that Young Nails Protein Bond. And then the last thing I'm going to be applying is the non-acid primer that I got from Sally's. I really don't know if there's a specific order to apply these products. I know usually I always apply the dehydrator first just to make sure that my nails are dry. And then as far as the Young Nails and the acid primer, I just kind of use the protein bond first, and then the non-acid. I really don't think it matters which way you switch it, but it helps prevent lifting very, very well by using these 3 products. I haven't really had any lifting issues at all. So then I'm just applying a clear bead, just a small amount, to my nails. I'm making a thin layer of acrylic to kind of protect my nails from any color that I might add to it, even though I'm just using nude and white and clear. But what's really great about doing this is also, like, say that you want to do a fill-in and you want to file down the design instead of just soaking the whole thing off. All you really got to do is just grind down all the way to that clear acrylic, and then you can just build the nail all the way up. And I'm just making sure I'm keeping the acrylic from getting on my cuticles, even though I still end up getting some of my cuticles later on in the video when I start doing the design. But yeah, you just want to do it as clean as possible. And then I just fast forwarded to when I started doing the Milky White acrylic. I'm doing an ombre for my thumb, my middle finger, and my pinky. And then for my 2 other fingers, it's going to be like a snowflake design that I end up coming up with. And pretty much I'm just applying it to the tip part first, kind of going like midway, a little over midway down the nail. And then I apply like a thinner acrylic bead, like a more wetter one, just to kind of blend it out a bit, so that way it wouldn't be like a big old line in the way. And that's going to make it easier for me to also ombre this nail as well. And it's also really important to make sure that you get these areas covered up very well, because I noticed with clear acrylic, I mean the Milky White kind, if you get those little spots here and there, it really does show pretty easily, which you go see later on the video when I shade my nails. But you know, I still did what I could. I was very, very tired in this video, and I was like, I just want to get this nail set done and over with. So I just, you know, I just ran on steam and just try to do the best I could for you guys. So as you can see, as the Milky White acrylic starts to cure, it actually gets a little bit more clear. So at first I thought I made it a little too white, like I added too much white to the clear powder, but then as it started to cure, I'm like, it actually don't look that bad. So I did pretty good with that portion amount. But just doing the same thing on my non-dominant hand this time. With my non-dominant hand, I'm just doing the same thing, just trying to be really careful because it's very hard doing your own nails, especially when you're working with your non-dominant hand. Like, I have to do things a little differently when it comes to using my other hand. And because I've been doing my nails for so long, it's really not that difficult to use my non-dominant hand like it used to be. I just kind of had to do things a little differently on my hand. And it's very difficult trying to get the set on my right hand to look the same as the set on my left hand because I'm using both of my arms. So, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but, you know, it's a learning experience. And plus, for me to still be able to do my own nails, even with my non-dominant hand, to me is, you know, it's pretty cool. So you just kind of work with what you can. And also the brush that I'm using is a size 12 brush. It is a, what is it called? A tapered or something like that. A crimped brush, crimped. So the brush is crimped, and I like the crimped brushes because they're a little flat. So it's easier for me to spread the acrylic down and smooth it out. I personally like these type of brushes, but you just use whatever that works for you. I just felt that the number 12 brush was perfect for me. So, because the last time I used like a number 14 brush, and it just seemed like it was a little too big. So I went down the size, and ever since then, I always use a size 12. So now I'm just using this glitter here. I ended up deciding to using this iridescent glitter to do the little glitter tips at the top for my ombre. So I just went ahead and just dumped a little bit on my paper towel, and I'm just going right in and just dabbing some of that onto the milky white acrylic, and then afterwards I'm gonna do the ombre over that. And to make them stick on, what I did was add a little bit of clear acrylic, like a really wet bead, like almost like water pretty much, just to help the glitter stick on a little bit more. That's really the best way that I found to apply glitters, but I guess it just really all depends on what glitters you put it on. I feel like the more chunkier ones, you could just use a little bit of clear acrylic to adhere them on, and they work just fine. And then I'm applying a little bit of that clear acrylic on top of the glitter, so that way it'll stay in place so they don't fall off when I do the ombre. And then I'm using the Mia Secret nude cover blush to do my ombre. And I had to take some off because I ended up putting a little too much. You want to be careful when you put on any nudes to ombre into the glitter, because if you put too much on and then you start to blend it out, it can actually cover the tip of the nail as well. And that's really something I'm still working on, because it's kind of hard to ombre glitters without trying not to cover the whole thing, because you still want that glitter to pop out. So I just kind of try my best to stay away from the nail tip as much as possible. Just focus on building a little bit of that apex right at the cuticle, mostly with that nude, and then just blending it down some. It does go on pretty wet, like no matter how much I dry the bead out, it still becomes runny when I apply it right on my nails. So just use little amounts at a time, so that way you can get that control when you start to ombre it. Because personally, I still love the powder. I still love it. It's just a little runny, so you do have to kind of be careful with the amount that you put on your nails, but they still came out good, so I'm still happy about that. I think another hardest part that I was struggling with this acrylic powder is that I was trying to keep it away from my cuticles, but then I kept moving my hand in different directions, so it kept leaking into my cuticles. I had to keep wiping until I was able to get most of it off there because it just kept flooding my cuticles so much. I mean, I really love this product. It's just the fact that it's pretty runny sometimes. It could be a little annoying. Like doing the whole nail with it, would it be so bad? But when it comes to the ombreing process, it's just, you know, you just have to be really careful with it. But I was still able to make it work, so that's good. Y'all, this whole time that I was watching this video, I'm like, I need to change my paper towel so bad. Like, it can only absorb so much freaking monomer, and I just, like, I don't know why. Like, when I get into the mood of doing my nails, I never really think about changing my paper towel like I should. So, yeah, I don't know how I managed to still use the same one throughout this whole video, but I did, and I made it work. And then right here you can see I'm doing the marble effect with the milky white, the clear acrylic, and the white acrylic. And I kind of did like an ombre effect, almost like kind of like that smoky look, like it looks like smoke or just whatever. But all I'm doing is I'm just at the tips, I use a clear acrylic and a milky white acrylic. And then as I went towards the cuticle, I went with white and milky white to kind of blend that out a little bit. So then I went ahead and I used the white snowflakes to do my design, but I noticed like they were too big, so I just stuck with one because they were a lot more stiffer than I thought, like a little bit more thicker. So when I was trying to put it on my nails, I noticed like the sides were kind of sticking out a bit, and I was like, oh shoot. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to apply like a clear layer of acrylic on top, and then what I was gonna do is kind of like try to encapsulated by building the apex on top of that snowflake, so that way it wouldn't be sticking out as much, as you can see here. And it did pretty well. Like I was able to encapsulate the whole snowflake because I know once I start shaping my nails, I don't want to grind into it too much. But it ended up being able to be encapsulated pretty well, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I definitely was struggling with trying to cover it so that way it wouldn't stick out as much. And as you can see, I was trying to like press it in a little bit just to kind of lay it down more, so that way when I apply another layer of clear acrylic that I was able to kind of cover it a little bit better. But it was not sticking down at all. Like I think this I was kind of struggling a bit. And then just doing the same thing for all my ombre nails, just go ahead and cover them and encapsulate them with the clear acrylic as well. Alright, so this part I unfortunately wasn't able to record, but I already shaped my nails in this part right here, and this is the drill bit that I used, which is like kind of like a medium drill bit, I would say. And then I just went in with the cuticle bit. This is an extra fine one that you can get also from Amazon. Like literally everything that I have, almost like 90% of everything that I have, I ordered from Amazon because I just absolutely love that place. That's like my little candy shop. But I'm just going in to seal my cuticles and get rid of any excess acrylic that I got all over my skin, because when I was doing this nail set, I was, again, very exhausted and very tired, and I was like, I just want to get this done. So I just went ahead and got as much off as I could while sealing my cuticles. There was some acrylic still left on my skin, but it's totally fine just as long as it's not on the cuticles. I was cool with that because I was able to just flake it off and peel it off. So I didn't make a huge deal about that. But I always get scared doing this part because I be scared I'm gonna cut myself, but it's got to be done. And also, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I get scared of doing other clients using this drill bit, but I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference on your cuticles. It just makes them look so clean, it's so flushed. And on top of that, it helps your nails last a lot more longer because by sealing those cuticles and keeping that acrylic away from the skin, it just prevents lifting and any trapped moisture to get under the nails, which could cause what you call it, greenies. And thank God I never got them yet because I've been practicing using this drill bit for a while. So I'm just very happy that I'm starting to get really good at it, and it just takes practice. You know, of course you're going to be scared crapless the first time that you use it, but the more that you practice with it, I guarantee you the results will be amazing. But you can see I still got some on my skin, but it's not right on the acrylic, which is good. So I could just easily wash that off. And then I'm just going in with my hand file just to reshape my nails, get them back into shape. And I'm not making them super pointy. Like, even though they look sharp, they're actually really not that sharp at all. I just kind of nipped off the top a little bit so that way they wouldn't be like weapons, because you know you can really stab somebody with these, but nah, not that tight. But they are defense mechanisms, so use them at your own advantage. But yeah, so I'm just going right in and just shaping around the nail, make sure everything looks good. I did have to file a little bit more on my right hand just because with my non-dominant hand, I was kind of struggling using that medium drill bit, the pink one that I show y'all. It was kind of hard for me to get my nails the right shape, so I just kind of used my hand file to shape my nails up a little bit better on my right hand, and ended up coming out pretty good. So, and you can also see that I'm using a hand file just a little bit around my cuticles where that acrylic was laying at, because it was just some of that acrylic was on my skin, so I just went ahead and buffed it off with the nail file just very lightly just to get that off. Alright, so after I wash my hands, now I'm just going ahead and just clean it off right quick with some nail cleaner just to get rid of any debris, any dust, anything like that off my fingers. And as you can see, they turned out very, very good. I still did have a little bit more acrylic right on my skin, but it's totally fine. That will flake off over time. Just like as soon as I wash my hands again and scrub them with a good nail cleaner, they should be good to go. But now I'm just applying this top coat, and oh my gosh, my hands look so ashy. That's not good. But yeah, so I just went ahead and just top coat my nails with this igel Beauty non-wipe, so I don't have to use any rubbing alcohol to wipe off any surfaces afterwards. And then I went ahead and I cured that for 30 seconds. And then I went in with the second coat after this, just to make sure that I got rid of any scratch marks from the file. And then I went ahead and cured that for another 60 seconds. And you can see I just couldn't help picking that off because that was annoying the crap out of me. It really was. Yeah, I really like this design. Like, it actually came out really, really good. In fact, a little bit better than I thought, because I didn't really know what kind of design that I wanted to do for my nails, but I know I wanted something really simple. And yeah, like, I really like it. It's nice. It's definitely great for the winter time, and the simplicity of it just makes it look even better. I was gonna be tempted to put some rhinestones on there, but I'm like, let me not, because I already know, you know, that's just a little too much in my opinion. Like, ain't nothing wrong with rhinestones. I just wanted something really simple. And the ombre glitter really came out good as well. I'm glad that I didn't like cover the whole thing with the nude acrylic. I was able to still expose some of that glitter that I put underneath. It just pops out and really just gives it a whole new look. And then I just went ahead and put on some of that cuticle oil. I'm just using this cuticle oil that I got from my kit from cosmetology school, which, by the way, I am still in cosmetology school. I got 5 more months left, and then after that I get my license so I could be a nail tech. So your girl is trying to get really, really good with this. So I just been practicing like so much during the whole coronavirus situation, just making sure that I, you know, practice my craft and get really good at it. And you know, practice is virtue. You know, the better that you get, you just keep learning, you keep trying, be consistent with it, and I guarantee you, like, things will definitely fall into place. But yeah, this cuticle oil is really nice. It smells like almond oil, which is pretty cool. And it is completely done. So I just want to thank everybody for watching my video. I know this is my second video, even though it's been 2 months since I last posted my first one, but I just really wanted to do this video with you guys, and I just hope y'all enjoy it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe, even though I'm not putting up videos like that right now. But once I get my new lens, I'm going to be very, very happy that I'm going to be able to make more videos for y'all. So you can see I was very satisfied with that set, and the other hand came out really good as well. I'm actually pretty proud of myself that I was able to use my non-dominant hand to get this set as good as I can on my right hand, and it looks pretty identical, which is nice. But I needed that cuticle oil so bad because my hands were ashy. But Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all year, and I'll see y'all on my next video. Peace out, and don't forget, all the products that I use is going to be in the description down below. All right, bye you guys. Those knuckles looking dry as hell.